Hello, everybody. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Hi, everybody. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Outlaw. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm praying I can play the audio from this interview with News Nation's Ron Eaton, so we will see how it goes. If not, I will just play the information that I do have. Thank you all so much for joining me. There will be no link this evening. Sorry. It'll just be the queen and me responding to you all in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Dime a Dozen. How are you, baby? Hi, everybody. Thank you. Oh, thank you for coming in from Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, hit the like button, please. Hello, darling. Hello, Christine66. How are you, baby? Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining me. Hi, hello. Hello, VHI 101. Hello, Audrey. Hello, everybody. Mulan Rouge. Hello, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for joining me. ACY. Hi, baby. How are you? One of my grand fans. I'm praying that they will play this. They said 9 o'clock is supposed to be coming on, so I'll play the audio. Thank you, darling. I wanted to try to look special for the fans tonight. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Hello, Angie. How are you? I feel good. I'm in a great mood. I don't know when they're going to get this started because I'm on their network right now. I don't see anything coming up. So I'm praying that I'm in the right place where I'm supposed to be. But I want to send a shout out to somebody. Moneybag Yo. Many of you probably know him. He is a rapper. I want to say hello to you, and I want to thank you for responding to my comments. And I just want to say, God bless you and in your endeavors as a rap artist. And anytime you want to come hang with the queen over here at Everyday Shenanigans, you are welcome. I have sent you an invite to come up when I'm live to give your commentary. Maybe one day we can chop it up and discuss your career and your endeavors and what it's like being an African-American male in the rap game. But I do want to thank you for responding to the queen. And I am Tennessee bred and raised in the Chi. You wanted to know that, so I'm putting that on my live. Tennessee blood, but I was raised in the Chi. Chi will always be home to me. Chicago will always be home to me. And it's where the queen is from. And I want to thank you. So God bless you, Moneybag Yo. For those of you who listen to rap, some of you probably don't listen to rap music, but Queen is a fan. I listen to all types of music. I am diverse. I'm 50, so I listen to an array of everything. Shout out, Moneybag Yo. Check out his music. Amen. Thank you all for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Hey, thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Happy birthday. Okay, the king. Can you cash at me, please? Excuse me? Oh, okay. Oh, we don't do that over here, baby. There's only one head knocker in this playhouse, the queen. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I don't know why it's not playing. It said 9 o'clock. It's strange. Or do I need to be on the news station? Perhaps I need to be on the news station. I don't know. I don't want to start digging into all of that. I believe I'm going to have to be on the news. So now I got to find out where News Nation is. Excuse me. Oh, Lord Jesus. I had all this prepared coming on. Man, oh man. This is what happens. This is strange. I don't know why it's not. I thought it would be airing. It's very weird. I got too much going on. Bag lady. Hello, everybody. Where would I find News Nation now? News. What network would they be on? This is strange to me because I thought it was going to be coming on YouTube. It's on cable. What channel, sweetheart? Someone told me I shouldn't have relied on YouTube. What channel is News Nation now, Aaron? This is crazy. Okay, thank you. Now I got to pray I can find it. Excuse me. This is a bad situation. Oh my God. I was not planning for all this. Hold on, you guys. Jeepers, creepers. I should have known this was going to be WGN. Jesus Christ. Let me go to the search. Hold on. This is not working. Hold on, you guys. This is crazy. I thought this was going to be airing on the channel. I have to get my glasses. Hold on. Oh, Lord. All this work. Well, so much for this. $400-something channels. There's no way I can go through all these channels. Somehow I'm not getting it. I don't know what's going on. Queen is having difficulties. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know because I'm off. I'm using my internet. There's no cable, so the WGN is not coming up in any of the channels for some reason. Um, I don't understand why it's not airing here. It's strange. Let me see if I can pull it up through here. Thank you all. This is not good. I caught myself being prepared. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hi. Hi. Thank you so much. I want to see if I can play it. Interview will be over by the time I get done playing, finding it to unload. I didn't know it was airing on WGN News. I thought it was going to be playing on the News Nation network. No, they were together, rather. Thanks for your patience. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be on the, I could go to YouTube and pull it up. So obviously WGN, it's running off of his. It's very strange. This is just the stuff they make you go through. Oh my God, this is crazy. Be out by the time I get it on. That's what I'm doing to ACY, honey. What? She said WGN News. Oh Lord mercy. Don't nobody know where it's at. And this thing is not even loading. Hold on. I'm hitting live on here. It's not doing anything. This is whack. I don't know why the live TV is not coming out. don't see anything. Well, I'm waiting to see what shows up live. Hold on. Okay. See, I know I've missed it. Appalachian Granny says Ronnie Lawson did tell Brian that both parents passed the lie detector test. Okay. They've got live, but this is not the story. I don't know. Oh, well, that was a bust. Sorry. This is just a replay. This, I don't know. That's okay, honey. Because this live is not going the way I had anticipated. I'm going to wait and see if something else pops up on here. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Sorry about that. Honey, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I went to YouTube under the videos thinking it was going to come under the videos tonight, but there's nothing there. So right now I'm on the WGN, and it's a replay. 12 different phones going on. Let me see. Oh man, what a mess. She said News Nation Prime. Is that what she said? Okay, let me see. I got the story here. Hold on. It's crazy. Jesus Christ. I'm going to read what was just uploaded. We'll go from there. Oh, what's the problem? Sometimes that woman act like there's something wrong with her. Some of you just as crazy as these people that we're talking about. You all take shit so literal. None of us know what happened in Rogersville. Calm down. Summer Wells may have been abducted, but sheriff has no proof. This was just uploaded. 7:51. Summer Wells has been missing since June 15th. There have been no new leads in the case, and the Rogersville, Tennessee community, less than 5,000 tight-knit people, is very protective of the family. Some on social media warn News Nation to stay away. Our trip to the missing 5-year-old's hometown revealed an investigation just as stumped as the millions following her case. We really don't know anything more Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson said, everybody that is involved in this case is a person of interest. We have not ruled anyone out, quote unquote. That includes Summer's parents, Don and Candace Wells. They have done few interviews since Summer vanished in June, but Don Wells agreed to speak with News Nation on Monday. I know in my heart and in my mind she was abducted, Don Wells told News Nation. Someone snuck up there and we were not exactly paying attention. And we don't know if they came in the basement and grabbed her, if she stepped outside the basement and was walking to her swing or something. Summer was home with her mom and young brothers when she disappeared. Her grandmother was also on the property. Her family believes she may have been taken down a steep hill behind the home, possibly to a waiting car along the road. The sheriff says the Wells are cooperating, but there's no evidence that Summer was kidnapped or abducted. Let me repeat that again. The sheriff, which is Mr. Ronnie Lawson, says the Wellses are cooperating, but there is no evidence that Summer was kidnapped or abducted. We're still checking into people they associated with, Lawson said. We still have a long way to go. They associate with a lot of people, quote unquote. A popular theory on social media involves the Cornbread Mafia, which is a rumored group of underground marijuana growers and traffickers. Lawson said he did not know of any human traffickers in the area. Candace Wells did an interview with Chris Madonna, the Interview Room podcast in July. The podcast showed their cluttered house and the back door Summer may have disappeared through. While Don Wells has granted a handful of interviews, Candace has been more reluctant. Don Wells said they had to beg her to go on Dr. Phil. The episode aired last week. At one point, Candace walked off the set after saying she was being interrogated again and didn't want to do this no more. Don Wells told News Nation public opinion turned on her and just ruined her. Both Candace and Don Wells passed the polygraph test, but Lawson's statement that everyone is still a person of interest is leading some to wonder if the Wellses may know more than they've said. She is a good mother. She loves her children, Don Wells told News Nation. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is choosing some wrong friends. When asked if any of those wrong friends have anything to do with Summer's disappearance, Don Wells said, "We don't know." On October 30th, shortly after the Wells family returned from Hollywood to film Dr. Phil, Don Wells was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. That incident also violated his parole for a handgun possession charge. Don Wells was adamant that substance issues has nothing to do with Summer's disappearance. "No, we can't go there," he told News Nation. Don Wells said he was limited in what he could discuss about the family and the case. Social services took Summer's three brothers from the home earlier this year. Wells initially agreed to take News Nation around his property, but then changed his mind. He said he wanted the focus to remain on Summer and finding whoever took her. We love our daughter with all our hearts," Don Wells said. "We miss her. We will do anything to have her back in that church with us she so loves." Detectives are looking for a red or maroon pickup truck that was seen in the area when Summer went missing, but Lawson admitted he's not even sure it's connected to the case. This is NewsNationNow.com, the source of the information I just brought you. So in this commentary, it says that the sheriff told Mr. Entin, that they passed a lie detector test, which I find that hard to believe, because these two can't even tell a straight story without adding something new to the story. So they passed. They have not been removed as persons of interest. They are still cooperating with law officials. He now says he doesn't even know if the truck has anything to do with their disappearance. So you're going on what somebody told you. Sheriff, about the damn truck. You put out this thing, report to the FBI, TBI for people to look out for this truck, and now you're going to say in this commentary, let me read this for anybody that wants to get crunk. Hold on a minute. Oh, but now I done went off of it. Lord have mercy. I didn't left. Anyway, News Nation now. You can go look it up yourself. That's the source. I ain't going any further. Shit, I'm tired. So, Donald did not want them to go on the property. Look around. He changed his mind. He wanted to focus on Summer. He's worried about Candace's image, which sounds funny because it's like you've never been concerned about your own image. You keep talking to YouTubers, which I don't understand why you keep constantly wanting to talk to YouTubers. For what reason? Why? Why do you keep constantly wanting to talk to YouTubers? For what reason? What are these YouTubers helping you do? And I can't knock a YouTuber because I'm a YouTuber, but you understand what I'm saying? You have to choose people carefully. And I watched a very disturbing audio video today off of someone's network pertaining to that mess that took place on October 30th, where they were talking Candy and Don via a cell phone to someone. And at the end, this heifer has the nerve to say that was great. It's nothing great about two drunk, inebriated people under the influence on a cell phone. You're filming them. So you see, this is why I have a problem with this comment of you not wanting Candy or Candy not wanting to talk to Mr. Entin. For you didn't care about your image 2 weeks ago. She didn't care about her image being drunk. Thank you so much, honey, for the super chat. She didn't care about her image while she was sitting on that cell phone, letting somebody film her and going live and filming her, drinking out of a Mountain Dew bottle. Damn, do y'all not drink anything else out there in the holler? Y'all don't drink Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer. Yes, that's a staple here in East Tennessee, Mountain Dew. I don't drink it. I got enough sugar. What the hell is going on? But I'm telling you, I find it hard that they passed the test. So now one would have to wonder, are we talking about two people who are just misfits and somebody really did steal their kid? What is the truth? Did somebody go up there and steal Summer Wells, kidnap her? Because it is hard for me to believe that those two misfits passed the polygraph test. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to play you something from News Nation Now that was uploaded earlier. Really, I'm happy that Brian wants to cover the story, but what are you going to get out of these people? Because a lot of you think if they keep talking, they'll tell on themselves. Well, it's now November, approaching Thanksgiving, and Donald Wells and Candy Wells have not told you where Summer is, nor have they confessed to hurting, harming her, selling her, bartering her, murdering her. All you're getting are drunk lives. That's it. You're not getting a confession. You're not getting anything. So some of you are entertained by the lives, the stupid ass people who pretend that they're their friends and filming them. Yeah, I'm going to say that to you. I'm going to say it to you directly. Heifer, you filmed Candy. You're not her friend. And whether she was faking the funk on that video, crying, pretending she was upset about Summer, this and that, you're no friend of hers. As the mafia would say, you're no friend of mine. You're no friend of hers. Nobody in that group can talk about friendship. These two are misfits. The only person that can help Candy and Don is God. Man can't do anything with these two because they're so far gone. There's no help for them. They are out there, far out there. They're not lucid. They're not with us. Some of us who are half-ass regular, they're gone. They're substance abusers, alcoholics. That is their choice to get by in life. These are things they indulged in when the children were in their possession. Don't you get it? It's a lost cause. And all the professing of God, Jesus, church, get Summer back to go to church. You've never even talked about getting Summer back ever. Now all of a sudden you want Summer to go back so she can go to church. Why now do you want her back? Period. Let alone to go to church. You see, that's why you have to listen. Because each time he talks to somebody, he gives a different version of something. I still believe these two are complicit to the disappearance of Summer Wells. That is my feeling. There's something not right. And I'd like to know the questions they asked on the polygraph. Did you ask the standard questions? Do you know where your child is? Did you get your child gone? Did you harm your child? Did you pass your child on? Did you sell your child? Did you barter your child? Did you hide your child? Did you give your child away? Was there an accident? Did you all ask all those questions? That's what I'd like to know. Because I find it hard to believe that these two could pass a polygraph test because of their behavior, how they act, and the different versions they've given pertaining to the disappearance of Summer. I find it strange. Very strange. I'm going to go to my community page. I'm going to play you something. Hold on one second. Thank you all for joining me. Okay. Very disturbing. All of this is so disturbing. Now I can't even find it. What I had up here. Hold on. Somehow I don't see it up here. Let me look at another network. Hold on, you guys. Honey, I have no idea. Thought I had something new. I'm gonna go to News Nation now. Hold on one second. I don't know about that, love. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know if I can solve this case. I'll tell you the truth. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find some of their content here. This is by News Nation now. Father says Summer Wells was abducted. The sheriff has no proof. We're going to bring you said commentary by News Nation now. Thank you all so much for joining me.
We begin with new details and new interviews on a case that we have been covering extensively here on News Nation Prime. 5-year-old Summer Wells has been missing for 5 months. Her parents say she vanished within minutes from their home in Rogersville, Tennessee. But months of searching have come up empty. There have been no new leads and no evidence, not even a sighting of Summer. And suspicion has started to turn to her parents, Don and Candace Wells. They have been adamant that Summer was abducted. But tonight, the sheriff on the case says everyone is a person of interest. Correspondent Brian Entin is live tonight in Tennessee, where he spoke with Summer's dad in his first interview since he appeared on Dr. Phil. Brian. Marnie, we've talked about this case, we've covered this case, but to be on the ground here in Tennessee, you realize right away just how complex it is. All of the different personalities involved, and just the mystery that this little girl, 5 months later, is still missing. Flying into Tennessee, we weren't sure what to expect. Summer Wells has been missing for 5 months. No new leads, and basically no new information since the 5-year-old vanished from her Northeast Tennessee home.
I can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Summer's been missing since June 15th, and there are definitely some people who are not happy that we've come here to dig into the case. Some people on social media basically just telling us to stay away. But there are still so many unanswered questions about where Summer is. It's now been 5 months since Summer Wells disappeared. Do your investigators know anything more now than they did 5 months ago?
We really don't know anything more, but everything's still on the table.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson is in charge of the investigation.
Everybody that's involved in this case is a person of interest. We've not ruled anyone out.
Summer's dad, Don Wells, agreed to meet with us. We talked to him on the edge of his property, where Summer disappeared. What do you think happened? What does your heart tell you?
Well, I know in my heart and in my mind she was abducted. Someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention, and we don't know if they come in the basement and grabbed her, or if she stepped outside the basement and was walking to her swing or something.
You can see the Wells house up through the trees on the hill right here. Summer was home with her mom, Candace. Her younger brothers and her grandmother was also on the property. And what the family thinks happened is that someone took Summer, brought her down this steep embankment to possibly a car that was waiting in the roadway.
I said, boy, where's your sister at? Well, she just went downstairs, Mom, to pray. So I went over here like this.
Summer's mom, Candace, allowed podcaster Chris McDonough with the interview room into her home in July.
This is how I would get down there. I don't know if you can understand.
They went downstairs in the cluttered house and into Summer's bedroom.
But this is where Summer and little Waylon was.
This is the back door Summer may have disappeared through.
But I know when you come out there, I said, Summer. Because sometimes she'll sit right here.
Do you think Candace would speak with me?
Don't know that, detective.
I don't know. We had to beg her, to please go on Dr. Phil, because she's just so been burnt thousands of times by people. So that's why she don't want to talk to nobody, and she didn't want to go on Dr. Phil. That's why she was getting upset, because of the way the YouTubers and other people have turned on her. They've just ruined her.
I'm very sorry for the occasion.
The Wells were on Dr. Phil last week, and at one point, Candace walked off.
I'm being interrogated again, and I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I am.
We'll stop. I want you to feel comfortable.
No, I want to go home.
And then spent all their money and flew her out there. She's a trip.
Questions have come up about what Candace might know. Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Hello, Stardust.
She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe she's in some wrong brands, which is, it happens. But other than that, no.
Behave, you guys.
Do you think any of those wrong friends could have something to do with it?
Thank you, Soul Survivor.
Well, we don't know.
I know you all have had some ups and downs in your past with alcohol and drugs. Do you think one of those people that came around could have?
No, we can't go there.
Wells says he's limited in what he can say after social services took Summer's 3 brothers from the home earlier this year. Would you mind just quickly maybe taking us for a little drive around? Just me, sure. And just so I can. I know you don't want me up there walking around. Maybe you could just drive me around. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Justice, you a man.
Thank you. He initially agreed to take me on the property, but then changed his mind. He says he wants the focus to remain on Summer and finding whoever took her.
We love our daughter with all our hearts. We miss her. we'd do anything to have her back in that church with us.
Yes,
and she's
Teresa,
so loved.
exactly.
The sheriff says the Wells are cooperating, but that there's no evidence at this point that Summer was kidnapped or abducted.
Is it possible that Summer's parents, Candace and Dawn, had something to do with this, or have you ruled that out?
We haven't ruled anything out. Everything's possible.
And right now, detectives say they are looking for a red or maroon pickup truck that may have been in the area around the time that Summer Wells went missing. But even the sheriff today said
No,
they
I
have no
haven't.
confirmation that the truck was actually there. They're not even for sure it is definitely connected. There are so many pieces in this puzzle they just haven't figured out yet. But another interesting thing, Marty, he did confirm for me today that both of Summer's parents did pass a polygraph test.
Which is something I know a lot of people have wondered. Brian, the sheriff says everything is on the table. Everyone is a person of interest. They are not ruling anything out. So one theory out there is this thing called the cornbread mafia that we're seeing a lot on social media. What is it? What's the sheriff saying?
So the cornbread mafia is sort of rumored to be this underground mafia network in this area of drug dealers and people who pass drugs around and that kind of a thing. The sheriff says he's not totally aware of it. The Wells family says they had never even heard of it.
Who are these
but
friends?
What's interesting on Dr. Phil is when it was brought up, that is what sparked Candace Wells to have that emotional moment and walk off screen.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Okay, I'm going to post this in my community posts in case you all want to go over and check it out yourself. Interesting, someone said that in the chat. Police lie. They don't have to tell you the truth. Exactly. They don't have to tell you the truth. So now we have Mr. Wells talking about her friends. First time ever, he's saying something about Candy friends, talking about her negatively pertaining to the disappearance of their child. So now what we have to ask ourselves, who are these friends? Great question. Who are these friends he's speaking of? So you basically throwing her under the bus, saying, well, it was on your watch that our child went missing, so maybe it's one of your friends that took our kid, hurt our kid. What happened to Summer Wells? Is she alive? Is she deceased? Is it possible she was sold, handed off to somebody to better care? They were hiding her because of a CPS allegations. What's the truth to why they took the children out of the home, the boy children? I do not believe it's just about no threats from social media and bullies out here or violent people. I believe the child was removed for a certain reason. It has nothing to do with people sending threats through social media, knocking on doors, hanging in the driveway, hanging up the driveway. You understand what I'm saying? That's a bunch of BS. Donald, you're fudging stuff. You and Candy are the culprits behind your children being missing and gone. You are the reason you were living in squalor up there on that mount. That was your choice. If there's truly accusations of scabies, this and that, unclean, unkempt hygiene, that's on you. The video of your wife on the 30th of October with the red hoodie. She wears this hoodie all the time. Do you all not have clothes? You have time to wash clothes. Now there are no children there. So you have time to wash your own damn clothes. And stop wearing the same damn thing in Alive. Hello, Nat. What is the truth? Is Ronnie Lawson lying about the polygraph? Is it indeed a lie? They have not passed. But I think they would tell you if you failed, don't you think? Because why tell you you passed, and then later down the road I arrest you? I'd have to come back and say, well, I lied. You didn't pass. Very strange behavior. Very strange behavior. I want to play you more content. Hold on one second. Thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. I'm going to play you a little bit of everything pertaining to Summer Wells.
Summer Wells is helping her mother and grandmother plant flowers, but then reportedly goes in the house where her brothers are playing.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone.
Now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Searchers converge on the rural area in northeast Tennessee. The next day, a statewide Amber Alert.
Some breaking news in Hawkins County. A little girl named Summer Wells, 5 years old. She went missing last night.
Oh God, His mercies will deliver someone home to us.
For weeks, a massive search on the ground, from the air, and in the water. June 26th, police announced they're looking for the driver of a red or maroon Toyota pickup truck with ladders on the back, which may have been in the area on the night of Summer's disappearance.
Thank you, Shelly.
That driver has never come forward. All along, police saying they haven't found any evidence of a kidnapping.
Nothing pointing to abduction, nothing pointing to foul play, other than her walking outside the house and not being found.
In July, social services took Summer's 3 brothers from the home without revealing why. In October, Don Wells, Summer's father, is arrested on a DUI charge, adding to a list of criminal charges in 3 states, including a domestic assault arrest in 2020. Summer's mother filed for an order of protection, saying, "I'm afraid for my children and myself," but later asked for it to be dismissed. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of
All right, News Nation Now is that source. I will be bringing you another source from News Nation Now pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. If you need to verify anything I'm playing audio, you can go into the YouTube queue to get the said updates pertaining to Summer Wells. Thank you for joining me. This next interview is with Chris Madonna.
Having investigated and solved hundreds of cases across the country, he now hosts the YouTube show called The Interview Room, and Chris is joining us tonight. He has been looking very closely at the case of Summer Wells as well. We appreciate your time, Chris. 2 things you said on your podcast recently that caught my attention covering this case. The first is 5-year-olds just don't vanish. And the second thing you said is in every investigation,
Justice.
you follow the evidence. So where is this evidence leading you right now with your experience?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight. I'm grateful. And I think right now the evidence is potentially pointing towards somebody very familiar with that property in relationship to having access to that property.
Why do you believe that?
Well, it's based, on a couple of things. One, obviously, what we call the victim continuum, where you look at what, if you have like an L-shape type of graph, you have environment, situation, circumstance on the left side, and then you would have low, medium, high risk on the right side. And what you want to ask, a couple of questions to is not necessarily.
Oh, Lordy. Sorry about that, you guys.
New message is received from
Did this victim disappear? But rather, why was this?
1 second.
And you then inquire into what was the environment, what was the situation, and what was the circumstance. And then you ask, are those activities hot, low, medium, or high risk activities? In Summer's case, everything stays on the lower end of that victim continuum. So there's a high probability that this child was a targeted victim, and rather than a higher probability of a victim of opportunity. So somebody had to have access to that property to take this child immediately. That was my first opportunity or my first thought process.
The parents are they're having to answer some very tough questions. They have said they have nothing to do with it. What do you think?
Well, I think, both of those parents have been interviewed numerous times. I think both parents are obviously innocent till proven guilty, like everybody else. But at the same time, the stranger abduction theory has been driven primarily by the parents, whereas law enforcement, even 5 months into this, has not said at this stage it's an abduction.
And listening to Brian's interview, as we just did, where Don said the only thing that she may have done, speaking about his wife Candace, was choose some wrong friends. I hadn't heard him say that anywhere else until tonight. What do you make of that comment?
I think that's a very interesting comment. Maybe she chose some wrong friends. Well, that would go towards the victim continuum hypothesis that somebody would have access to that property, potentially known to those parents.
Chris, I know you went down to Tennessee to find out who Summer was, kind of get a sense of her environment. And when you saw her room in the basement of the house, you say you had a good understanding. Will you elaborate on what you mean by that?
Yeah, I think we can all agree, that 5-year-olds just don't vanish from their homes, from their basements. And in this situation, I wanted to see in relationship to what a potential suspect could see. What were the access points? Could somebody have been lying in wait in the basement? What was her living environment? What was her circumstances around her? And then of course I wanted to see what the door mechanisms were, the points of entry, the points of exit. Could you see into that basement? Would a suspect know she was going to be in that basement?
Exactly.
So I came to a better understanding of seeing the environment as a whole. There is no door between the parents' room and Summer's room, and it's just a brick wall. It's cold, it's damp, it was disheveled. You can tell, there were some other, things going on there. And Summer was kind of encapsulated to me in that room. And that's, I came to a better understanding of her victimology in relationship to being a 5-year-old child potentially.
And missing tonight, just vanished. Chris McDonough, we appreciate your time on this case. We'll have you back and talk about it more. Hopefully at the next juncture, we'll have some more information.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's talk about that, what Mr. Chris McDonough has said, that down in that room was cold and damp and she seemed encapsulated. What does that mean? Something else was going on in there. Like what? Chris, I wish you would have elaborated. What was going on down there in your mind when you went down in that hole and saw where Summer slumbered allegedly? What did you see that was not right in that hole? Aside from what we saw, it being, yes, cold, dark, gloomy, no windows, no girly fixtures, no pretty bed, curtains, doll houses, a desk to write, play games on, pink, purple attire, colors that girls like, yellow. Nothing to resemble a girl. And that's what's so baffling about this story. She really didn't look like a girl. There are pictures where she looked like a girl, and then there were the latest pictures before going missing. Her head is shaved, resembling a boy child. Why was her head shaved? Is it for hygienic reasons? Crabs, lice? Some of you say punishment, but we really don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Parents say she was sleeping in the room with the youngest child. That's what Candace said to Chris. But then we hear the father say she slept with us since being an itty bitty spider. What is the truth to that? So you don't know these people. And what we've seen of them gives us pause to why they don't need children, had no business procreating or rearing children, and don't need their children or any other children back or in their possession. And that means babysitting, watching, nothing. Not now, not never. you want to verify anything, I'm posting all these videos to my community page. If you want verification for these said videos, News Nation, now is the source. Okay, just trying to pull up all the latest videos pertaining to summer. Now there's another video, 18 minutes, let's see. Thank you all for joining me. There's a lot of content in here pertaining to her. So Don has spoken to News Nation. If you want to see that, it's also in the queue. It's very strange behavior with these people. I'm going to go back up here and see what's the latest. Hello, everybody. Thought I saw something else up here. 1 second.
Q-Link Wireless is now available in your state, which means you can enjoy unlimited data, talk, and text on America's largest. Welcome back to Prime. 5-year-olds don't just vanish. Those are the words from retired homicide detective Chris McDonough. He has spent his career looking into high-profile cases from John Benet Ramsey to Elizabeth Smart. Now he's focusing his attention on the disappearance of Summer Wells as the host of The Interview Room, and we continue to follow Summer's case as well here on Prime. Chris is back with us tonight. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Summer's parents, Don and Candace, have been the target of threats, accusations that they had something to do with Summer's disappearance. They have denied any involvement. They say that she was abducted. They have passed a polygraph test. At this point, the sheriff is saying anything's on the table. All people are persons of interest. But has the public jumped to conclusions too soon on these parents without the evidence to back this up?
Yeah, I think everybody is innocent till proven guilty for sure. And at this point, there are just, as your reporters, pointed out, Brian, that there's just too many moving parts here. There are a couple of theories that still, need to be nailed down, and obviously the authorities don't have those pieces yet.
Let's go back to the property, Chris. You spent some time there on the family's property. You went inside the house. You went into Summer's room, and you say that it encapsulated her. So I want to show some of this video for folks at home, and I want us to walk through exactly what you saw inside this home.
So this is Candace showing me essentially where the boys were sitting. They were sitting right there at that table, looking at that TV, playing video games. Summer went down into the basement. She's pointing to this table here that has basically a crawl space into it, and down into that crawl space goes down into the parents and Summer's room. So I asked her if she would take me down there. She did, and so we crawl through there.
So
now,
can I stop you real quick, Chris? Because so this is the only way to get to Summer's and the parents' room is through this crawl space.
Right. This is the way she said Summer went into that basement.
Why do they have it set up like that?
That is a great question. I don't have that answer.
Okay, continue.
So we get down there, and of course, this is Summer's room here that you're seeing. All of the items in the back corner belong to Summer. There's a mattress on the floor, the 2 bunk beds. The windows are secured with reflective type of materials. And so you can tell this is, it's pretty striking pretty quickly for a 5-year-old to be in this environment.
Chris, the other 3 boys, Summers brothers, were removed from the home, taken into protective custody. Are they key to understanding anything in this case and her disappearance? Is there a chance that they are able to shine some light on what may have happened?
From my opinion as a retired investigator, they would be, yes.
And in terms of the parents and their past, that has also been something that is much talked about. Candace filed for an order of protection against her husband, Don, saying that she was afraid of being hurt. She was afraid for those kids. That was likely part of why they were removed from the home. How do investigators take that information and also anything the kids might know and try to piece this puzzle together?
Yeah, Marty, that's a great question. So, with a 5-year-old child, obviously time is of the essence. So the first officer on the scene quickly wants to assess, who had last contact, what were those conditions in relationship to that contact, how much time has elapsed before the last person saw the child. And so immediately you want to start talking to the parents and you want to try to separate them.
April.
And as you go along, trying to get the information initially about the child, then the parent's background becomes significant in relationship to an investigative process as more resources are arriving on the scene.
Chris, police say that there was no evidence of foul play, yet they issued an Amber Alert. How can they be so sure?
Well, that's a great question. The investigative process is still, ongoing. It could be an accident. It could be, something, an intentional act of some sort. I think the investigators, and we heard Sheriff Lawson even say today, that everything is still on the table.
You have been in contact with the parents, Don and Candace. Are you still in touch with them now?
Not currently, no.
What's the deal with this red truck? It is potentially a piece of this puzzle. Have you heard anything about the truck? Has it led to any evidence or information for investigators?
Well, at this point, TBI has reported that the red truck, they want to try to contact that individual who may have been driving it. There is a witness who is really vague about whether it was around the area on the 14th or the 15th.
Denise.
So it could have been the day before or the day of Summer's disappearance. However, I think what they want to do is just check the box to eliminate that truck. They have eliminated a lot of red trucks in that area.
How closely would investigators be looking at family and friends of both Candace and Don, this inner circle of people that they know, especially given the fact that Don has admitted that they had some wrong friends, or at least Candace did?
That would be significant. And you want to, again, you want to look at the abduction theory, and you have to think, how high of a risk would a subject who would want to, take a child, a 5-year-old, how high of a risk would that suspect take? And in that terrain and coming up that hill with the information that Summer between 2 and 10 minute time frame was in that basement, the universe would have to be 100% on schedule for all those stars to align. So that's where you want to start, shifting your focus in relationship to, taking a look at the inner circle, who had access to that property and or who had access to the parents.
Chris, 5 months is a long time for this little girl to be missing. As more time goes by, how optimistic are you that this case is solvable, that we can find Summer and bring her home safely?
Well, I'm always optimistic. Statistically, though,
justice.
Optimism starts to dwindle. However, I do believe this case will be solved. I think they have the correct resources on it with TBI, FBI, as well as the Hoxton County Sheriff's Department in the lead. And I, like you and the rest of the nation, are praying. I'm praying that they do find her alive.
I share in that prayer. It has our attention. It has the attention of a lot of people on social media. And those folks on social media are relentless, as are we. Chris McDonough, we appreciate your time and, as always, your insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for
everybody.
watching. Click the
That's
red-
Chris Madonna from the interview room. If you need verification, News Nation Now is the source. That is another update I brought to you. I will now address questions in the chat and commentary. As you see, this is a non-ending soap opera. It's not going to end. It seems these people, Don especially, won't stop talking to random people. That's one of my main questions for Donald Wells. Why do you keep constantly talking to random YouTubers? Candy crying in a video that she thought such and such was her friend, blah, blah, blah. And what I had to ask myself that when I was watching that video tonight of her and Don on October 30th talking to that woman on the phone, first thing I thought was, you're the same one that put on for Mary telling her that the feds came and picked up Don. You did a really A1 performance. Okay? So someone watching that, hearing that, may have believed you if they didn't follow the story. Same with this October 30th video. Someone hadn't followed the story, watched your behavior, your husband's behavior, tongue, demeanor. They'd say, oh, she's mourning her child. She misses her child. She wants her child back. But we know better. And for one quick moment, I could have actually had empathy for you. Yes, I'm human. I can change my mind. But the other side said, no, that's Candy Bly putting on a performance. She's never cried for Summer on the news or any interview, except for when Cornbread Mafia name was mentioned. And even that has come under scrutiny, that was probably just for show as well. And if you can put on a performance to a stepsister that your husband was escorted off the property by FBI and it was a lie, you could easily do the same again in this commentary on a phone with your so-called damn friend. You don't have any damn friends. And that older lady who you were begging to sit in front of the camera, what was that all about? You just sat and said you don't have any friends. And Donald's coddling you to pray and forgive such and such. I find that funny that in this video, you're telling her to pray and forgive whoever the hell she's talking about, but you're going over here calling that one YouTuber a bitch. Now they're telling us you're calling other people's niggas and this and that. Huh? Do you know what a nigga is? I'll wait. You are vile. You talk about God, G-O-D, church, but you will call somebody a bitch and a nigga. And knowing it was live, didn't care. But steady talking about church and God, going back to church. And we all have moments where we talk horrible about others. I'm not exempt. I'm a human being. And I can be very ugly and nasty my damn self. But see, the difference between you and I don't have a child missing. I'm not running the social media trying to become friends with YouTubers and anybody on Facebook and TikTok. You don't know people. Just like we don't know you and what you did with that baby. So it's no different than you going out here picking up some Joe in Messenger on Facebook and they're talking about being your friend and supporting you. There's no way in hell I would believe anything MF had to say in my messenger about wanting to be my friend. Your child is missing. And God forbid you have something to do with her going missing. You really going to trust some random person in your messenger? Reaching out to you, talking to you, wanting to be your friend? Are you serious? A YouTuber wanting to talk to you? Hi, come on my show. Tell us what happened. We believe everybody deserves a chance. Hell to the no. And that woman that showed that video, you aired that on your channel or whatever, you crooked too. You ain't no better than Don and Candy. That was great. Yeah, that was. I'm like the lady who put it on her channel. What's great about it? Help me understand. What's great about two drunk people, high people, sitting in front of a camera, bawling and crying, putting on for the camera, and the husband is coddling her. Pray about it, Candy. Pray for your enemies. Pray. So it's okay for her to pray for that woman she's talking about, but it's okay to call somebody over here a nigger or a bitch. Huh? I'm confused. You either crazy than I thought you was, or your ass is bipolar or schizophrenic, or you got alternate personalities, Donald Wells. Who we talking about today? You get on that damn drugs and that drink, as we say in the street, that drink, you don't know who you gonna get. Ting. One day you high and drunk, we gonna get the preacher. Then the next day, we getting us a full-blooded old goofy-ass redneck out the holler. I said it. You're a disgrace. And to talk about God in the same breath and then go cuss people out for no reason. See, that's why I said they fools. They are fools. Because I wouldn't entertain your ass. And you like quoting scriptures, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying this till we find summer. You need to go read Psalms. You do not sit at the table with the wicked. You are wicked, you and Candy. Because you're putting on for these folks out here and these goofy ass people that's lonely inside and cut from the same cloth falling in behind you. Because they lonely and have the same ways. See, that's what people need to understand about people who aid people who look guilty, sound guilty. They got their own skeletons in the closet, and that's why they finding Candy and Don appealing, because they live just like them. They are just like them. They got skeletons in the closet and the dresser drawers that resemble Donald and Candy. I'm fucked up just like them. I'm messed up just like them. I get high, I get drunk, want to toot a little bit, want to smoke a little bit. I'm just like them, so I identify with them. My kids got took. I've been investigated. I understand Candy and Don. Well, let me tell you something. Keep identifying with them. Because the sand, sinking sand, is deep. And you go right down in the abyss with their ass. Because obviously that's where the hell you want to go. Right down there with them. So go on. Spawn from the devil, exactly. Justice for All says, I tried, fall many times, but really try to live by the golden rule. I have zero time for hateful racist against any creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, or other. Exactly. It's a waste of life. Every time Don talks about G-O-D, he goes and says and does something just as derogatory, which is opposite of being godly-like. Don't you find that interesting? You're always talking about Jesus, Jesus. We got to go to church. We got to get Summer back in the church. Summer ain't going back to no church, and you know she ain't going. You know where she at. You know where she is, proper English. You steady talking that junk, dude. Where is your baby? Candy smiling in that video October 30th. I'm looking on the sides like, hell, what the rest of your teeth that they missing on the side? What the hell is this? Veneers, what y'all call them? Dr. Phil didn't give you a whole rack. Dr. Phil's a millionaire and he couldn't give you a full set of teeth because it takes time to get teeth. For those that ain't woke, you don't just walk and go get new teeth. You have to go be fitted. And then they have to send out for your new teeth. And that's not overnight. She would have had to been there for weeks before getting new teeth. Stay woke. Jailbird Church, please stop. Shy, you're killing me. But this foolishness needs to stop. I do believe that you two need to be separated. And I do believe the truth about where Summer Wells is will come out. It will be revealed. You two are codependent. You lavish having this woman dependent on you, walking around like a dodo bird with no common sense. You like walking around acting like your shit don't stink, standing in authority, thinking that she and those children needed you, but you were never there for them fully and total because you are an addict. And I do believe that she's an addict as well. So two addicts cannot function totally together nor raise children. So everything that happened pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells and the removal of your children was set in stone. Is what God had designed it to be. You see, you don't have to agree with how God works. He wanted it this way because he was tired of the shenanigans. Or we could say he allowed Satan to do his job. Word it how you want. Where is Summer Wells? Where is she? What did you all do to her? I refuse to believe you passed a polygraph. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much, honey. I refuse to believe you passed a polygraph, you and Candy, because you're too evasive. You're too nonchalant about the disappearance of your child. You've changed your stories too many times, and that does not sound like people who are truthful. So how in the world would I ever believe you passed a polygraph? There's no way. Yes, Facebook was gone. I made that commentary last night that when I uploaded a video pertaining to Mr. Dotson on a Wednesday, 2 days later on a Friday, his Facebook page was removed. Why is that? Because as I told the chat, I've never talked about this man, never said anything negative about him, ever. Someone told me to look into him, that he could be a possible source to Summer. I still don't believe he's involved, but at this point, hell, as Sheriff Lawson says, anything is possible. And know that in this commentary, Sheriff Lawson has said that the parents are cooperating. Everyone's a person of interest. And that maroon truck may not have anything to do with the disappearance of Summer Wells. Thank you, dear. And I find that baffling. That all this talk about that truck, keep mentioning that maroon truck. It's in every article pertaining to Summer Wells in a timeline of her disappearance, but yet no one has brought forth the head knocker of the truck, owner of the truck, where we can find the truck. Some of you have been insinuating that it's a co-worker's truck of Mr. Donald Wells. They switch cars, blah, blah, blah. Listen at what you're saying. You have no proof to that. Because who would tell you that? Think about what you're saying. Someone willingly switched their car to get rid of a child. So that means somebody else is complicit in the disappearance of Summer Wells. And don't you think by now they would have announced to the public that he has a co-worker who has a truck of that make and model? Somebody saw him get behind the wheel of the truck at work or somewhere of the switching of the cars. Stop making up stuff. The story is depressing already. And all you all keep doing is adding on to the foolishness of this baby's disappearance. We have no facts pertaining to June 15th. Because in the end, we don't even really know if Summer was actually missing on June 15th. We have a TikTok video of people at a swimming hole. And boy H has confirmed that yes, he was with her on June 15th. He was at the swimming hole with she, the baby girl, and Grandis. But Grandis has been null and void, absentee, and nonchalant. Mute. The only walkie-talkies have been H, his mother, and Donald Wells. What is the truth pertaining to June 15th? Am I to believe a 15-year-old has told the spoken word that he was at the swimming hole with this grown-ass woman and her child and her mother? Am I to believe that this was a setup of June 15th to have boy H seen with Summer Wells and the grandmother as an alibi to make people believe the child was with them, but to later be discarded, murdered, then discarded? What am I to believe? What are we to believe is the truth to where we can find Summer Wells? When I watched that video of you, Candy, I'm going to say this to you directly. And I've talked a lot of junk about you and Donald Wells. But I'm going to say this to you in this live. I pitied you. Yeah. I pitied you. Because I said to myself, how terrible your life must be to sit before a cell phone video chat, drunk, inebriated, alongside a man who you say is your husband, and he's playing the good Christian on that day for theatrics. That your 3 boy children are in the state's care and your beloved Summer is missing. And you played the role as if you missed her the first time we saw any emotion, which I find baffling and disturbing, that you would only show emotion on a video chat 5 months later, 4.5 months later, pertaining to the disappearance of your child, which leads me to believe you are full of shit and you are fake and fraudulent, and you will not be blessed with any friends. You will not be blessed with any good luck. You or your husband, that you two will forever lie in the abyss on this earth until you cough up the goods where we can find Summer Wells. You have been lying your whole life. You've been living in turmoil your whole life alongside Donald Wells. He was a misfit before you met him. You were a misfit before you met him. And you two joined, evenly yoked in bullshit, and bore children and did not care for them. And you lived in squalor up on that mount, not caring about yourself or your kids. And you're walking around passing germs amongst yourselves, never giving a damn about your children. And it doesn't matter to me that you like boys, you like girls. It doesn't matter because we're never going to know the truth because you're never going to admit who you favored, who you liked, if you wanted to be a mother. But you showed me when we walked into your house via that video by Chris Madonna. You showed me you don't give a fuck about your damn self. You don't give a fuck about your kids. You don't give a fuck about Donald Wells because you don't love yourself. And self is first. It is always first. Always. Self-preservation. And if you won't wipe your own ass, comb your hair, take a bath, you can't love me. You didn't love your kids enough to say to Donald, I will not live like this with my children because I'm better than this. And it doesn't matter if Grandis was in your life, how Grandis raised you, you know better. You went to church and you saw how people walked in the church looking, driving nice cars, having nice homes, sinners as well, but it's principle. You and Don knew better. So for you crazy ass internet junkies that want to ride the ride with this foolishness, aiding them, you are sick as well. I can't feel nothing for you because you felt nothing for your kids. And you've had a chance to redeem yourself and you chose not to. You and Donald Wells have chosen not to redeem yourselves. And yet you preach about the Bible consistently. Be about it. Stop talking about it. Walk by faith, not by sight. You don't love God like you say you do. Because if you love God, you'd give him more than what you've been given to the world. You are a worldly man. She's a worldly woman. You succumb to the world, and the world has become your enemy. Your fake YouTube friends, your fake internet friends, they don't give a fuck about you. Let me make that clear in this live, because I think somebody needs to tell you this black woman from East Tennessee, only a short walk from you, gonna school you on something. Ain't none of them YouTubers your damn friends. They don't got what it takes to be your friend. Because a decent human would keep on moving and let God work with you and Candy. Because man can't do anything with you or for you. Not now, not never. You got a YouTube friend that's tainted his damn self. So how the blind gonna lead the blind? Come on, Queen, bring it to him. When did the blind ever help another blind person? Somebody's gotta have sight, intuition. And you have not gotten that by one damn YouTuber. You see, the time you spend on the internet, you could be in that church getting the Holy Ghost in you. Because, see, I know you ain't never had the Holy Ghost in you, because if you had, you wouldn't need YouTube. Come on, Queen, bring it to him. You wouldn't need a YouTuber. You wouldn't need Facebook or TikTok, because that spirit would get in you and it move you, and you would have time for the internet. You wouldn't care what we talking about on YouTube. We would be obsolete. We are 1%ers. And that's what we should be to you, because your child is missing. So that leads me to believe you never cared for your children, because your goal is of the world. You're looking for validation, you and Candy, from strangers. And that shows me you're lonely inside, both of you. You're looking for something that you're never going to find out here. And we've all done it. Looking for validation and love from the wrong people. You're never going to get it on YouTube, sweetheart. So you can call everybody a nigga, a bitch, a hoe, a motherfucker. It don't even matter, because we're not in the place you in. You're in a broken place. Your spirit is broken, you and Candy. You came from broken people. And now you've procreated. And we have to pray by the grace of God that those children will not be broken people, to repeat the cycle of brokenness. See, I pity you, because you're unhappy inside. You're miserable inside. And you will never be happy and at peace. So you can go to another YouTuber, make another video, cuss another YouTuber out, cuss another reporter out. In the end, they ain't walking with you. They ain't down for you. They don't care about you. And that's what you need to understand, is that you out here on your own, homeboy, you and Candy. And you will never have true friends. You will never have genuine friends, because you are not genuine. You are not genuine. And you can't give what you don't have. And Dr. Phil said that. You can't acknowledge. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Did Dr. Phil not tell you that? And did he also not say, how's that working for you? How has it been working for you, Donald and Candy? I pity you, both of you, because you're both sad creatures. And I give thanks to God every night I lie down, because my God is a great God, that despite the odds, he wakes me up and shows me favor and shows me where I need to be. And shows me, yes, you stumbled along the way, but I picked you up and I carried you. You don't have that relationship with God. You are a fraud, you and your wife. And she's been led by your ignorance, sadly. She's a younger person. She's been misled. And I actually will say, I feel sorry for her. The first time I said it on my live. Because she's broken. And she will continue to be broken, fucking with you, Donald Wells. She knows better, but she's codependent. And you are a narcissist. And I know you all did something to that baby. And I don't care about a lie detector test. I know you harmed that kid. Just tell us where we can find Summer and we can put an end to all this shenanigans. You're making a fool out of yourself and you're doing it for nothing. Because the devil ain't paying you nothing. Ain't you done figure that out? He ain't gonna never pay you nothing. And if you knew better, you should try to do better. And I'm going to end on this note. The wage of sin is death. Donald and Candy Wells. So you think about that when you preach from the Bible on YouTube. The wage of sin is death. You have no remorse for anything. And you're going to die a very lonely human being, you and she both, if you don't tighten your shit and get it together. And whatever horribleness you think you're encountering now on this earth will be nothing like the other side. Nothing. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you for joining me. Thank the mods. Thank you for letting me get my information out. God bless all of you. Prayers for Summer Wells and her brothers. Prayers for the truth and justice. Prayers that we find some clues, some hints, said information. Prayers the FBI, TBI will bring us the information to get those arrested for her disappearance. She deserved better than what she got, she and her brothers. And I pray that no other child will endure what those children endured in that house. These two don't care anything about the children because they don't care about themselves. And sadly, there will be another Summer Wells. There will be another story of some brothers. That's why you have to say something when you see something and not go to YouTube later with the story. Thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Talk to you later.